There are still hundreds of thousands of our neighbors who are struggling to put food on their table and make ends meet.
Well, if you weren't with us yesterday, that was the Greater Chicago Food Depository talking with us about the worst hunger and need that they have seen in their 42-year history. And it's not just because of COVID.
Yeah, to Anita's point, prices are rising at the fastest rate in some 3 long decades.
Yeah, that's to the tune of 6.2% in the last 12 months. So the question is, what's causing this inflation and how will this jump in prices impact your pocketbook? Joining us right now is Phil Flynn. He is the senior market analyst with the Price Futures Group. Phil, it's always great to see you and get your perspective on this topic. So first of all, what is going on here? Why are we seeing this spike?
A combination of factors. First of all, you have to look at Fed policy. You know, they printed a lot of money to get the economy going after COVID, and that created a lot of money in the system. You add to that, the Biden administration, of course, passed a lot of stimulus checks, child credit situations when a lot of people weren't working. And that has caused a lot of people not to go back to work. And it's caused a lot of money in the system. When you get too much money facing too few goods, what happens is the prices go up, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to give us an economics lecture here, but I do want to ask you this. We've seen wages go up about 5% from October to October, and that's great. Unfortunately, they've been offset by the rising costs for just about everything. Are we looking at stagflation? And again, I'm not looking for the professorial answer. I guess I'm just worried, are we going back to the 70s here?
I don't know about the 70s, but we definitely have a little bit of a situation where we saw the growth numbers lower than what they were anticipating at a time when inflation is up. And you're absolutely right. Inflation's up 6.1%. The good news is that I got a 5% raise. The bad news is when I have to spend that money, I have less money than I did a year before. This is a real problem for the Biden administration. The Biden administration basically came out and said one of the major driving factors for inflation is the cost of energy. Well, we all know that the Biden administration has not really been energy production friendly. By that, they've killed pipelines, they've raised taxes, they put on new regulations. That in turn has caused energy to go up. And I'll tell you this, when energy goes up, the cost of everything goes up. Your food, to transport it, to raise food. There's so much in energy. Even the clothes that you're wearing, believe it or not, are probably made out of a petroleum product, or at least something you're wearing today. And when you raise those costs, there's a trickle-down effect across the system. And I think energy is one of the main reasons inflation is so hot.
Phil, we got about 30 seconds here. What should policymakers be doing?
You know, if I were the Biden administration, they're talking about releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to try to cool off energy prices. I would send a message to the world that the U.S. energy producers are coming back. Yeah, we want to get more green, but the best way to fight inflation is to do it at home. Put people to work, produce more oil, lower energy prices, and then the rest of the inflation pressures will ease.
Well, that sounds awfully good. Phil Flynn, always a pleasure to see you, sir, and enjoy your weekend.